Hey everybody, welcome back. Hey, this old sign up here, I recently resurrected it. It used to hang outside my smithy years ago. I forged it, cut the knife out of some plate steel with a torch, and anyway, I just got done cleaning it up the other day and thought I'd fix it up and hang it up here in the shop. So I want to go over some advertising knives today. I've got just a few I can show you. We can start off with these little keychain knives, real popular back in the 60s and 70s. There's so many examples of these out there, it's not even funny. But I always loved them. I loved them when I was a kid, carrying them around in my pocket, you know, and they'd get beat up. Most of them were just plated, chrome plated or nickel plated. But yeah, they were handy little tools to have in your pocket or on your keychain, you know. And most of them were giveaways for advertising, or they sold them in their shops or whatever. This one here is marked, let's see if we can see that, Bell Restaurant, Keilerstown, or Keilertown. Bell Restaurant, exit 21, Keilertown, I-80. I looked this up the other day, and I think the restaurant's still open. Keilertown's a little small town in Pennsylvania, right off of I-80. This might be one I had when I was a kid. I've had it for a long time, and you know, I cleaned it up a little bit. It's stamped USA on the blade. That says USA right there. You know, these were never anything to hold a good edge, but you got your bottle opener, you know, and your little blade and your little screwdriver tip. And so yeah, Bell Restaurant, and I do believe they're still in business after who knows how many years. Yeah, it's a Keilertown, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so if you're familiar with that, let me know that down in the comments section. Pretty cool. And then this other one I have, I looked it up also. It's basically the exact same. The blade's not in as good a shape as the other one, but it's basically identical. I'm sure the same company knocked these out and you know, stamped them, or there was another outfit that stamped them, you know, for the advertising. But this one's Electric Cord Sets Inc. I looked them up, they're still in business. And up in Cleveland, Ohio. Anyway, yeah, I keep these in a nice little leather slip. Nice little leather slip. Not sure what knife this came with. That, you know, I no longer have, but it's a perfect little storage pouch for these little things. And then here's another one. And you can't even read it anymore. Well, maybe you can barely make it out. National Knife Association. This was a, you know, a promotional for back in the 90s, I believe, is when I got this, when I was a member of the National Knife Association, National Knife Collectors Association. And they had a magazine, and I think it was a monthly magazine they sent out. They were a great resource for information. You could send stuff into them. If you had a knife, I remember, here's a story. I remember a guy I worked with had a neighbor cleaning out his garage, and he went over and helped him. And for payment for him to clean the garage out, he gave him this old antique hobo utensil set, and it had no markings on it. It was in a really nice hard leather case. The only markings on this thing, there were 3 stars stamped into the leather on the case. I took a couple of pictures of it and I sent it into National Knife Collectors Association. I sent it into the National Knife Collectors Association, and they actually put it in the next issue magazine, telling the history about it. And it was a company somewhere up in New England that was only in business for a couple of years, and this thing was so rare, and I think they put a value of like $450 on it. It was really nice. I think they were ivory handled folding knife, fork, and spoon set. Really cool. I'll look around and see if I can find a picture of something like it, or find that, but it's so rare, it's highly unlikely, but I'll include it right here. If I can find it. So yeah, this is a Frost Cutlery. Sure, made in Japan. Just says Frost Cutlery surgical steel knife. I carried this around. I used it a little bit. You see it's a little bit marked up and stuff. This last one, I can't remember where I got this. I like lettering. So this one, I don't know if that's showing up or not, but this one here was made somewhere around 1960 to the 70s, into the 70s. What makes this so unique, to me anyway, is I never knew any history about it or anything. I looked up Monroe Hardware Company, and I guess they're still in business in Monroe, North Carolina. They were founded in 1886. And I went on eBay, and I got up to like 80. I counted like 80 of these knives. But here's the deal. Every one of those knives that I found identical to this, underneath Monroe Hardware Company, it's stamped the year. It's stamped there, going all the way back to the 60s. I think the oldest one I saw was 1962 or 1967, somewhere around there. And all the way up to maybe the newest one was like 2002, something like that. Every single one I found online of this little Camillus two-bladed penknife had a year stamped right under here, not Monroe, North Carolina, not Monroe, North Carolina, but a year. So I'm wondering if this was pre when they started stamping the years, and it's maybe super rare. I know advertising knives are collectible. There was a couple of full collections on eBay for sale. The knives, depending on condition, average probably around $20 or something like that to buy just one. But this was in bad shape when I got it. I cleaned it up. You could still see it has some pitting, in the blades, but it has a really nice snap. And it's in pretty good shape for its age, and considering I need to clean it up a little bit more there. Yeah, the spring, there's some pitting in here, a little bit of pitting in the spring, but the scales are in really good condition, stainless steel. So yeah, if you know anything more about these Monroe Hardware Company knives, you collect them, or you know anything about them, you've ever seen one that doesn't have the date, the year stamped in it. I know it's popular to give away as gifts if it has the year. You find one with the person you're giving it to with the year of their birth, and you get, nice. It makes a nice gift for them to have. But yeah, I can't find another one that doesn't have the year stamped on it. So I'm wondering if this might be a rare collectible. I appreciate y'all watching. This is Dave. I'll see you in the next one.